Hello, and welcome to Unity of Fredericksburg. My name is Linda, and I'm pleased to welcome all of you to the Unity of Fredericksburg weekly online gathering. At Unity of Fredericksburg, we are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. We thank those of you watching on YouTube, live or later, and invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're able to attend live, we encourage you to join us in the Zoom community room for the full Sunday morning experience, including music, prayer, and connection. Our weekly newsletter includes the Sunday service link, and you can subscribe to receive that on our website at uofva.org. For everyone local to Central Virginia, Unity of Fredericksburg offers a variety of fun and enriching in-person gatherings every month. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter at uofva.org for all the details. Our message and meditation today comes from Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, an ordained Centers for Spiritual Living minister, author, and founding spiritual director of the Center for Spiritually Integrated Arts. Reverend Ray teaches spirituality as something to be lived, practiced, and expressed, not only believed or discussed. His work bridges spiritual principle with everyday life through a structured and practical approach. He is a published author, spiritual life coach, counselor, and workshop facilitator. We are delighted to have Reverend Raymont with us today. And now, here's Reverend Ray.
Good morning. Hello and greetings, Unity of Fredericksburg family. How art thou today? Okay. So, as always, it is an honor and a pleasure to be with you, especially now, like now being the Lunar New Year, year of the fire horse. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. And it's an invitation for us to embody the energy of. So if we're ready, speaking of embodying, so when we talk about this thing called faith, because we talk about it a lot, what does it mean for us to embody faith? What does it mean for us to be faith-filled and faithful? And when we are embodying this thing called faith, and we're being faith-filled and faithful, what changes in our lives? What changes in the world when we are the embodiment of it? See, there's a difference between saying, I have faith in Linda, versus saying, all that I am is the embodiment of faith. So I don't have faith in her. My faith and the faith that she is one faith. There's this alignment that happens, and faith simply is. However, what if, breathe, what if part of the reason we are not manifesting or creating what we truly desire, individually and collectively, what if it's because we are not applying faith as effectively as we could? What if we are applying it more to things like worry and dread and fear and anger and lack and scarcity? What if we're applying faith to those things? For example, have you ever needed to use a screwdriver and you search for the screwdriver, but you can't find it, so you use a butter knife? Have you ever had a package and you need the scissors or a letter opener to open it, but you don't have it? Where are my scissors? And so you use your teeth. Teeth were not meant to become a package opener, nor was the butter knife meant to be screwdriver, but we use them. Is it possible that we are using faith on things in ways that are less than effective. Okay, so we're all probably familiar with the biblical quote that says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." But when we talk about substance, well, what is substance? Substance is the physical matter, the real stuff, the tangible stuff. It's solid, it's evidence. Like if you're talking about court, it's evidence. It's something you can say, Your Honor, I present into evidence Exhibit A, chapstick. Oh, let's examine it. We can touch it, we can smell it, we can put it on. It's physical, it's substance. So faith shows the reality, the tangibility of the thing we are hoping for. So now it's no longer an airy fairy thing, it's tangible. It is the evidence of things we cannot see. In other words, we have an idea. I can't see the idea, but I can see the evidence of the idea once it has been manifested. And when we talk about this thing called hope, a lot of times we turn hope into, I really hope I hit the Powerball. I hope it doesn't snow anymore. I hope I get to see the monks when they walk through. I hope. Versus, well, what happens when hope becomes more active? Ready for the acronym? Come on now, y'all know me well enough to know that there's going to be an acronym. So, hope, how our power or presence expresses. So faith is the substance of things that are a demonstration of how our power expresses. Breathe that in. So because we use, once again, we use faith oftentimes. So Ray recommended Cassandra because he has faith in her abilities to lead. Ray and Linda both became teachers after studying and practicing faithfully. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that Ray's sister, Tracy, is quite faithful to her garden, right? Like we use these words all the time. Faith, faithful, faithfully, someone who isn't faithful, someone who, all the things, all the things. Okay, so we use the word quite often. But if I were to say regarding the five unity principles, what does it mean to have faith in? What does it mean to embody the faith of? God is all there is. There is only one power and one presence, which is active in, through, and as the universe, which means it is active in, through, and as our lives. It is God, the infinite omnipotence itself. It is God, the infinite omniscience itself, omnipresence itself. Therefore, because it's all there is, then what it is we are. What does it mean for me to embody that faith and live from that space? Which brings us to acronym number dos. Faith 2.0. Faith is the acronym. Forensic awareness inspires trust, which is a verb, holistically. Forensic awareness inspires trust holistically. Now, when we talk about the passage in the book of James, faith without works, well, this idea of works, faith without trust, faith without action, faith without proof, faith without evidence, faith without is a misapplication, or as James said, it's dead. So when we talk about this idea of forensic awareness, forensic, it means it shows up in a way where you could literally use it as evidence in court. It will stand up in court, in a court of law. Do I have forensic awareness of what I am, of what I can do, of what is breathing me? Do I have forensic awareness that God is all there is? Do I have forensic awareness that God and love are synonymous? They mean the same thing. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. It's the same thing. Do I have forensic awareness? Because if I do, then it must inspire trust, which then means I am going to act accordingly, holistically, in every area of my life. There is nowhere I am going to segment and say, well, I can have faith when it comes to things like spirituality, but things like politics, I don't have faith. I can have faith when it comes to things like this, but not when it comes to money or capitalism. Faith with this, but not with that. Faith with, no, 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 no. Forensic awareness that inspire, it means everywhere, everywhere that we show up, every arena, all of the systems. How are we living in such a way? Myrtle Fillmore once said, those who, and she used a gender specific, so I will honor the gender specificity. Those who believe in God know that everything is possible with Him. When we come to believe this, we are not astonished at anything. We begin to live, our minds are opened more and more and more, and we come to expect wonderful new things to come to us day by day. Do we believe? Do we have forensic awareness in what she's talking about? Is it inspiring? Do we have the expectation that wonderful new things must come to us day by day, even in the midst of the tumultuous, the painful, the confusing? Can I hold the space for the both and? As Eric Butterworth said, I see the world not as it is, but as I am. And I am in spiritual unity with God. So, do I see the world not as it is? In other words, there's a story. Yes, gather your books and let's open to, where did we leave off? Page 18. Oh, for the people did not know for where their food would come from, and there were many days of great darkness. The monsters, is that the story we're telling? Because we have the opportunity to say, yes, I do not like this. I've been reading this Stephen King book for quite some time, and I don't like clowns anymore. I used to like clowns. Now I do not. So I'm going to tell a different story. There was once a time when racism ran rampant across the United States of America and many other places in the world. But when unity and other new thought gatherings and Buddhism and other faith traditions that truly practiced the way of Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, when they gathered, they changed the very tapestry of creation, and racism and sexism and war faded into extinction. And this is why we now live in a world that works for all. Do we see the world? Are we willing to see the world not as it is, but as we are, as divine embodiments of creation itself? Because Eric Butterworth also said, creation is not something that God does, nor is it something that God did. What God is creation. And this is the very same thing that you are. You are creation itself, which is why you can create. Create music and create songs and create poems and create sacred moments because you are creation itself. You are a divine incarnation of creation itself. That's why we can tell a different story. That's why we can see the world in a brand new way and craft a new verse for the universe. But we have to be willing. And part of this willingness, once again, Eric Butterworth. I'm doing a lot of Eric Butterworth quotes today. Eric Butterworth, my man. He's one of the reasons why I got involved in Unity in the first place. But I digress. Squirrel. Eric Butterworth said, but the greatest mistake is in believing that we are only or simply human. We are human in expression, but divine in creation and limitless in potentiality. We are limitless in potentiality because we are not simply human. Even when we say, well, I'm a spiritual being, expanding a human. No, 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 no. You are a spiritual being. You are a divine incarnation of the one, as is everything. And you are experiencing that divinity through the label, through the story that we call human. But human and divine are not separate, they're not different. It's the same thing. Because if it's different, then that means God can be different. God can be God, and then there's the part that's not God. It's human. It's a bag of dung. Yeah. And mine has corn in it. I don't like it. No, it's one, divine, showing up in, through, and as all that is. So, are we willing to step into a new space of faith? Faith that moves us and shows up through our habits, through our behaviors, through the ways that we think and communicate, whether it's verbally in sign language, whether it's a text or a type, doesn't matter. Whether it's a letter, a song, doesn't matter. Thoughts, communication, emotions and feelings, and actions are mental equivalent. Are we willing to step into a space of forensic awareness that inspires trust, action, holistically in every area of our lives? Are we willing to be like the monks and stay the path? Peace isn't simply what we speak. We are a demonstration of it. We are the embodiment of it. Are we willing to also embody faith, embody the unity principles, so that they need not go read them? Siri, pull up the unity principle. Okay, I'm going. They can see how we live them. They may not know the wording, but they see it in action. So breathe as we enter into that space of infinite awareness, meditating, absorbing, and being. And so we breathe and enter into the silence. And as we continue to breathe, it is in this space of simply being that we hold all of the beloved community in a space of tender, loving, faithful, faith-filled compassion. As the transitions of life come and go, whether they are architectural transitions of changes in home, whether they are transitions from life into life after life, recognizing that love is infinite, eternal, and ever expanding consciousness, whether it be global and political transitions, whatever the transitions are, change is the only constant. And so in this breath, we hold the space to be present, to trust, to be with, to be as, the very healing presence of the divine itself, to stay the course, stay the path. We are love incarnating. We are all that the divine is, incarnating itself as us, always and in all ways. And so we breathe. And then as each is ready, we return our attention, our sense of focus to the right here and right now. Blessings. And so it is.
Thanks so much, Reverend Ray. And thank you for watching the weekly broadcast from Unity of Fredericksburg. Visit our website, uofva.org, to learn more about our mission of spiritual awakening and transformation, and support our ministry with your financial donation. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.